Now at 10, the Arma Public Library looks to solve some structural issues with its building. Plus, area college students will have to wait again for federal aid assistance. And Pittsburgh students, residents, and business owners turn out to paint the city red.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
First, the problem was mold, and now it's structural issues. A Southeast Kansas library is looking for answers. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The library in Arma, Kansas hopes to upgrade their building and deal with some problems. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more.
It became a rather expensive adventure for the city itself.
The Arma City Library is more than just a library. It's a place where people in the Arma community go to access the internet, get food from the pantry, and find books, which is why they're trying to upgrade it to make it the best it can be.
For senior citizens as well as kindergartners in holding different programs for different age groups. It's a good communal point for people to meet, and we want to keep it that way.
In the past, the library building has had a mold issue, and as a result of removing it, they're now looking at a new concern, repairing the sheetrock and walls that were ripped out. Betty Lesson, the city clerk, says one of the causes of the mold was the age of the building.
The building, it's been there a long time. It was a bowling alley.
The library received a grant to upgrade the building, but it wasn't used because the cost of the repairs were much more than the grant amount. They even considered purchasing a new building, but the cost was out of the city's budget.
A new building, which if it had been before COVID, might have happened. But prices soared with COVID. And so in such, we the city could not afford.
The Arma Library has installed new LED lighting, and they're hoping to make more upgrades in the future, like making their door accessible for wheelchairs. Reporting in Arma, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
City Council will meet on September 3rd to decide on funding and how they'll fix the walls in that library. For the second year in a row, parents and students can expect to see a delay for the free application for federal student aid form, better known as FAFSA. The current FAFSA opened in late December of last year, causing concerns with delayed form completion, delayed aid reports, and delayed award packages from universities. The U.S. Department of Education announced the form for the 2025-2026 school year will be open to students 2 months later than usual. Some local college students say it was stressful dealing with delays this year, and they aren't excited to deal with them again.
Kind of worried, just because, it's a lot of money. So to be that delayed is kind of stressful, not knowing that amount, getting so close to when I have to start college and classes and everything.
Now, this series of delays come after Congress passed the FAFSA Simplification Act in 2020. The act led to an overhaul of the previous system in hopes of simplifying the process for families and students. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Temperatures are dropping now into the upper 80s across the region. 86 out in Joplin, 89 is still in Sedan and Yates Center. Still a little bit warmer out there, but we are going to drop down into the mid 70s, so it's a little bit better than the last couple of days. Now, mostly clear for us tonight. A couple of storms were firing off just west of Wichita, but we're looking good for the rest of the night. We've got a low chance for storms tomorrow. Very isolated storms in our northern counties, but outside of that, it's going to be a decent day, mostly sunny, hot and humid though. Temperatures still remaining in the mid 90s. Heat index values getting up to low hundreds, just at about 100 degrees. But like I said, isolated storms in the northern counties in the afternoon, but I'll have those details coming up.
Lindsay, thanks. The Missouri Department of Conservation says you need to be extra mindful of deer when you're out driving this time of year. Those deer are soon going to be out in greater numbers. MDC conservationists say you should never swerve to avoid hitting a deer, and that it's better to hit those deer head on.
So that means that one of the things we have to be on the lookout for is when we're driving for deer crossing the roads. The peak time for this activity is October and November, because that's when the deer mating season is. But that doesn't mean that deer aren't moving at other times of the year too.
Conservationists also say it's important to have your high beam lights on when you're driving at night so you can see farther in front of you. Down, Set, Donate. That's the name of a new campaign by the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks to encourage people to give blood, platelets, and plasma. On Friday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., if you donate blood at any CBCO donor center, including the one at Joplin's North Park Mall, you'll be entered for a chance to win a Chiefs tailgating package worth more than $1,200. It includes KC Wolf inflatable, a Yeti cooler, a portable grill, and a $250 Walmart gift card, as well as other Chiefs merch. You can learn more about the prize package on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. City of Pittsburgh gets ready for its annual Paint the Town Red celebration. That event marks the first Gorilla home game of the season. It also gives businesses a chance to get in on the celebration by decorating their businesses with red and gold in this case. One business owner enjoys seeing the kids getting involved in the city pride.
I just like the local feel here. I always have, even as a student. So it's not too much different, but it's just good to see all these kids getting involved and like knowing what Pittsburgh's all about. And that's kind of why we stayed here after college. So
this year's theme is City of Champions. A Missouri neighborhood feels the impact of a deadly explosion that levels a house. That story's coming up. And the quick actions of a Missouri babysitter saved the lives of 2 toddlers.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year. Haskell Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
We have an update now on the health of 2 firefighters following last night's fire in East Joplin. Reports of this fire came in last night around 7:45 from a house at the intersection of 2nd and High Street. The flames had spread to nearby vehicles and a storage building, but it was all under control in about 30 minutes and no injuries were reported from the fire. 2 firefighters were transported to an area hospital for heat-related illness. At the time, one was released, but the second was admitted for further observation and treatment. He has since been released as well. The Missouri Propane Safety Commission is helping in the investigation of an explosion that destroyed a house in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. That incident happened late Friday afternoon. That explosion killed the 2 residents along with their dog. The massive explosion could be felt and seen for many miles. The blast blew open the doors of a nearby house, certain houses, plural actually. No neighbors were hurt, although some reported damage to their homes.
Heard the explosion and our bed actually came up on the side from the shock wave. Everybody knew them out here, so it's pretty devastating. It's, something we didn't expect.
Officials say the home used propane for its energy source, but they have not yet determined whether that was a factor. The sheriff's office is still investigating, but they say they do not suspect foul play. A 15-year-old babysitter relies on some quick thinking and quicker actions to save the lives of 2 younger children. Tracy Henson has their story of survival.
It was a very intense fire, which you can see in the video right outside the doorway.
Very intense. And that's coming from High Ridge Fire Chief John Barton. The fire started later in the evening on July 9th.
Very large amount of fire at one address. The side of the house that Savannah was in was on fire, and they had uncontrolled utilities.
One thing the video can't show you is how hot or how loud this fire was. Just puts into perspective the immense amount of pressure on this 15-year-old.
And you could see when she first opens the door, the glow of the flames that are, maybe 10 or 15 feet away. So I'm sure that she was, experiencing a lot, but again, she wasn't deterred. She grabbed the kids and she got them out of trouble.
And the dog too. Quick thinking and courageous actions, now etched into an award in 15-year-old Savannah Strother's honor.
We don't give out Hometown Hero Awards very often.
I feel like I did what anyone else would do.
An experience hopefully very few people ever have to go through.
Heard explosions outside. I thought it was gunshots at first. And then as I was running out, I felt the heat.
Her advice for anyone in her position that night?
Just stay calm.
Instincts her mom says come naturally.
She's very mature. She has this little motherly instinct in her that is amazing. She's really good with her younger sisters, and she is my little partner forever.
Now, although many of the details of this act of survival are coming out now, that fire actually happened in July. After Savannah was awarded Hometown Hero, footage of her heroism has gone viral on YouTube with more than 70 million views so far. Wow, good for her, good for them. Lindsay's forecast is next, and a little bit later, area conservationists warn Joplin residents to be on the lookout for an invasive lizard.
Ashley, this is home. You need now.
Well, it's been really hot the last couple of days. This past weekend, temperatures in the upper 90s, triple-digit heat indices. It's going to continue, unfortunately, for the next couple of days, but you can take a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. The clear night ahead. Temperatures are still going to be above average in the upper to mid 70s, so slightly cooler than they have been for the last couple of days, but still hot and humid. We're going to be clear for the rest of the night, not expecting any kind of clouds or rain, but those temperatures are relentless. On Sunday, we got up to about 98, 99 out in the area, low temperatures in the mid to upper 70s, and then today we got up to 98, 97 across the area. In some areas, maybe even a little bit warmer than that. So we've definitely seen these really hot temperatures for the last couple of days, and I know everyone's ready for those fall temperatures. And I'm here to tell you, Labor Day weekend, we're seeing temperatures drop down into the mid to upper 80s for the first half of the weekend. After a few showers on Sunday, temperatures drop even further to the lower 80s for the first half of the week. So Labor Day is going to be beautiful. Saturday, it's going to be pretty nice. Like I said, a few scattered showers on Sunday, which is bringing even cooler temperatures, so we're okay with the scattered showers. And then Monday, mostly cloudy, but it'll be a lot cooler than it has been. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the future track that we've got. Like I said, we've got a couple of chances of rain on Tuesday, but in the morning time, temperatures dropping down to the mid to lower 70s. You can see a cold front started to shift in. You can see that by winds blowing out of the south, and then you can see them blowing out of the north. However, it retreats, so we're not seeing any type of severe threat with storms tomorrow, but we may see a couple of isolated showers in those northern counties and then kind of spread to maybe an isolated shower even further south, isolated shower or two for the rest of the evening on Tuesday. This is happening late afternoon after about 4 p.m. Outside of that, not really expecting much else until Thursday. So you can start to see the cold front moving in. Now this is going to bring some storms to the area. We don't know if it's going to be severe or not. Likely only in a low to slight risk, level 1 out of level 2 out of 5. But those storms are going to be continuing to push south around 10 p.m. on Thursday. As they move in, more widespread rain chances continue for the rest of the day through Friday, and then clearing out by about 9, 10 p.m., which unfortunately, it is Friday night football this Friday. We are getting those rain chances. We'll see. They might just be some showers later in the afternoon, might not interfere, but we've completely clear out by about 10 p.m. So the amount of rain that we could get for the rest of the week, we're seeing maybe 1/10 of an inch all the way to about 1.5 inches as a max. Now, we get a little bit closer, we may see cooler or more rainfall accumulation, but temperatures are dropping and that's all that matters.
Lindsay, thanks. Hey, now you can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, and sports with the KOAM Plus TV streaming app. It's available on Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, Apple TV Plus, and Roku. The player is also available on our news and weather apps as well as on our website. Watch live streaming anytime, absolutely free. The KOAM Plus TV streaming app. The Missouri Department of Conservation is tracking an invasive species of lizard in the Joplin area. They're asking for people to let them know if they spot this lizard. It's an Italian wall lizard, to be precise, and you might find it in the Wildcat or Silver Creek Glades areas. Some Italian wall lizards escaped from a Joplin area collector way back in the early 2000s. They are commonly seen in rocky habitats and on walls and building foundations.
This is the only place in Missouri that they've been found, but they have been found in other states. They seem to be pretty adaptive. They have multiple broods per year. To take Joplin, for an instance, they've been found here since the early 2000s, and they've survived whatever winter has rolled out for them. So they seem to be not affected by the seasons. They seem to be able to hang on. The thing is, we don't want them to grow.
Now, if you're thinking of maybe catching one of these for a pet, better think again. As of this coming Friday, you could face misdemeanor charges for having one of these things. The penalty is up to a year in jail, possible fine of up to $2,000. The Neosho Arts Council wants to invite young artists to participate in this year's Thomas Hart Benton Youth Art Competition and Exhibition. That competition is open to kids ages 8 to 12 and teens 13 to 17. Up to 3 entries will be accepted per young artist. The competition runs from September 20th through the 26th, and there are no entry fees. Just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, where we've provided a handy link for more information. Coming up in sports, Missouri Southern football holds their first news conference of the season. Plus, Coffeyville High School football prepares for this upcoming season. Brock Baldridge brings us a team preview and more.
The opening week of Division II college football is finally here. The Missouri Southern Lions travel to Midwestern State for their season opener on Thursday night. And well, this morning the Lions hosted their first weekly press conference of the year.
I promise you this football team has worked as hard as any football team that I've been a part of since I've been here. It's a group that has taken tremendous pride in getting better. It's a group that has come to work. Like I said, it's unmatched. There are a lot of guys with chips on their shoulders, a lot of guys that are out to prove something, a lot of guys that want to do something that's never been done at Missouri Southern, and we're excited to embark on that journey, and here we go.
We understand how to weather the storm, and our older guys understand what to preach and what to preach when, right? We've had instances in the past where, we've been young mentally, and I think we've grown a lot mentally, and that's going to be the best thing for us in a long season, especially in MIAA.
High school football practices continue around the 4 states. Our next stop features Field Kinley football in Coffeyville. This year, the Golden Tornado aim for their 3rd straight winning season. Field Kinley has posted similar numbers in back-to-back seasons. Coffeyville went 5-3 in the regular season and ultimately finished with a 6-4 overall record in both the 2022 and 2023 seasons. The Golden Tornado brings back a heavy senior class along with one of the top offensive linemen in the state in Keaton Jones, who committed to Mizzou earlier this summer. Coffeyville opens up week 1 on the road in Towanda.
We're trying to win the SEK League title. We haven't got that one yet since I've been here, and it's been a while since Coffeyville has won one, Field Kinley has won one. We want one so bad, but it takes us, we go into 1 week at a time. We can't look too far ahead and just get better 1% of what we're trying to do. And then after that, we're trying to bring a plaque home in the postseason. We've been close, and we just ain't been able to get it done, so it's time for us to get over that hump.
I think my expectations is to most definitely get past the 2nd round this year, hopefully win a regional championship and a league championship, and just make it the best senior season possible.
We just need to really lock in during practice, Practice is really the biggest part of all of it, having energy all throughout the week, being ready on game day, and then actually bringing that energy out on game day.
The Kansas City Royals travel to Cleveland for a day-night doubleheader. That is a makeup game from a rainout that happened back in early June. Now, Kansas City has a good opportunity to make up some ground in the American League standings going against first-place Cleveland. Big series for the Royals, who are on the road taking on Cleveland, and well, Kansas City is playing in 4 games in 72 hours, and this is a good start. Royals beat the Guardians 4-3 in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Bobby Witt Jr. and MJ Melendez each homer in that game. So go to Game 2 of the doubleheader. Cleveland leads 3-0, but Paul DeYoung gets the Royals on the board in the 2nd inning. Long solo homer makes it only a 3-1 Cleveland lead. So to the 4th inning, Royals lead 4-3. Daniel Schneemann hits a line drive over the wall, and that solo homer ties the game. It's now 4-4. We go to the 5th inning, and El Capitan comes through. Salvador Perez gets the lead back with his 24th homer of the year. Royals now lead it 5-4. Then in the 6th inning, Salvi with the bases loaded. Goodbye baseball. 457 feet away for a grand slam. That ties Frank White for the most in Royals history. Kansas City wins Game 2 9-4. St. Louis also in action tonight, returning to Busch Stadium. The Cardinals coming off a successful series in Minnesota. Both teams are fighting for a wild card spot in the National League wild card standings. Not the best night for the Redbirds. St. Louis loses that one 7-4 to the Padres in the series opener. So, also some other NFL news. The Kansas City Chiefs. Juju Smith-Schuster re-signs with the Chiefs. He is back now, so it'll be interesting to see because roster cuts happen tomorrow and continue on to Wednesday. So how many receivers will the Chiefs keep?
Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, with Juju coming back, I mean, somebody that thought they were going to make the roster probably won't. So we'll find out soon enough.
Good to see. And maybe he'll get another ring.
Yeah, we'll see. But we have high school football coming up. We have college football coming up pretty soon. NFL
it's
is
already
back.
Here,
This
believe it or not.
This is a great time to be alive, sports fans. We'll be right back.
The interview set for KOAM News Now is provided by Wesco.
Well, we've got a couple of isolated storm chances Tuesday afternoon starting around 4 p.m. Not a severe threat, very, very low risk for those storms. But temperatures remain in the upper to mid 90s for the next couple of days. Thursday night, we've got some storms that continue all the way through Friday, dropping the temperatures nearly 10 degrees for Labor Day weekend.
Lindsay, thanks. Hey, wow, that was weird. The camera just moved.
Yeah, I was like, what?
I think we have some video here. We're learning more about some dinosaurs that roamed the earth more than 100 million years ago. There we go. Matching sets of dinosaur tracks have been found on opposite sides of the Atlantic Ocean. The matching footprint sets were discovered in Africa and in South America. Paleontologists say the matching tracks show dinosaurs traveled along a type of highway before those two continents split apart. So back when they were one big continent.
Yeah, I mean, they split across the other side of the world, so those footprints, they traveled far away.
Well, yeah, in a sense, but they moved after they were already in place. That's amazing.
There we go.
Final sports note.
Yeah, final sports note. Football season is back. What more is there to say?
Thanks for joining us. Let's make it a great tomorrow.